perfect, unadulterated black light. Yeah, as we say, you know, big class, very big class, enough clarity. So I watch it again. Let's go forward. It is noted scientifically that we, the black people, contain 9 DNA encodings in us. Our codes that we possess of the proteins that make up our DNA, 9 different codes. All other people on this earth have 6. Melanated black people are the only people with 9 DNA codes. Everybody else have 6. Not 7, not 8. 6. Way different from us. It is evident that we are very different. And we don't all have the same source. We cannot all have the same source. If everybody came from one source, there will be one blood type on the planet. We have to get into cosmic knowledge now, people. Come out. Since this is the day of the birth of the S-U-N, they told you it was the birth of this man called Jesus, the S-O-N. But cosmically, the wise, the edified, and those who possess clarity know that it is the day of the birth of the S-U-N, meaning today is the day that the sun, after having had its lowest day on the winter solstice, and then rises 3 days at the same spot where the ancestors say the sun has died, and then it progressively gets bigger on the 25th, moving 1 degree across north, across the sky, and spending 1 minute longer in the sky. You see it? Now, when you understand that as a scientific reality, not a fantasy, but as a scientific reality, and then you understand that melanated people have 9 DNA codings, everybody else have 6. The chimpanzee have 2, and the gorilla have 3. That's why the gorilla kind of more intelligent than the chick, because the higher DNA, more DNA, number of DNA codings you have, the higher superior intelligence is being possessed. So if everybody else have 6 and we have 9, that's why it has been us that has been able to decode all the cosmic knowledge. Now, the fact that there are 3 different blood types on the planet shows categorically that we all don't have this, come from the same source. That goes further to say that there's A blood, B blood, and O blood, and then there's positive and negative of each. The scientific reality that I possessing A positive blood, if I get an O negative carrying woman pregnant, excuse me, her body is going to attack that fetus and kill it unless she is administered a medication called Rogam. Means that we are not the same, because a donkey carries a horse's seed to a mule without attacking it, because they are the same species. They are equestrian. The fact that an O negative carrying Caucasian woman body is going to attack the seed created by my A negative, my A positive blood, means she and I are not the same species. I am Alpha Celestial Divine Man. 9 DNA codings. She is mankind. 6 DNA coding. She's sulfur based. I am selenium based. These are scientific realities. Now, all my white friends, let's have this discussion openly, without emotion, based on ancient, ancestral, scientific understanding and the intelligence that we have acquired going to the halls of learning that we have traversed. Make we break it down. and go forward in the history and show you how far it is forward from. Now, the Zulus in their cosmology will tell you that the moon is not natural to the earth. The moon was dragged across the earth, as the sky, and placed around the earth by the Chitahuri, or the reptilians, the people from the constellation Alpha Draconis, from where you get Dragon and Draconian and Dracon. Now, you have been fed a lie of this Jesus and this God creation story, so I can break it down. First thing is, the earth is tilted by 23 degrees. That was caused by the moon. Previous to the moon being placed around the earth by the Alpha Draconians, the earth spun perfectly on its axis, and everywhere got equal sun. There was no cold zone. The so-called Ice Age was the two cold zones being created when the moon was placed around the earth and caused it to tilt by 23 degrees. That is the fantasy that the white people have been pushing to you as Ice Age. Without the creation of those two cold zones, the Alpha Draconians could not have manifested what you today call the white man on this planet. You had to create those two cold zones by tilting the earth, by placing the moon around it. Been a war for this planet, and you better wake up to it and get out of that slave mentality. Jesus, God creation, fantasy. Because it is a fantasy that they have fed you to trap your mind in a mind fuck, so you can't grasp the cosmic superior knowledge of the earth. BOZRA broke it down for you in simple terms. They created that and caused the earth to tilt, created the cold zones, crushed the rhesus monkey with our DNA template as Alpha Celestials. And after years of tweaking and yeah, we know it's a big Babylon afraid when we utter certain sounds, you know, so we just have to utter it fearlessly. So after years of tweaking and twerking, yeah, they eventually manifested what you today call the Caucasian. See? It took a while. Millennia. Now, previous to that, yeah man, levels of knowledge of Babylon quaking. We like when them shaking, you know? Now, previous to the creation, on the place, previous to the placing of the moon on the earth had, you see what you see in the sky now? The sky was never like that. The sky was always misty. It was always misty. It was a huge body of water in the sky. So the sun never burnt. You just got light from it. Now the placing of the moon around the earth generating an electric charge around a magnetic planet caused that body of water to descend to the earth. That's what they interpret to you as the flood. See, they don't want to give you cosmic history, so they make up fantasies and tell you. Now that caused the body of water to drop to the earth. Now lunacy and the cycle. Remember, you know, the earth originally took 360 days to go around the earth, the sun. That is why when you look now and you see the Ethiopians at a 13th month, and that 13th month is only 5 days. You know why? Because they're adding on that 5 days. That 5 day was created. The moon's presence around the earth slowed down the earth's movement around the sun by 5 days. I dare any one of your priests or wise men come channel Daniel BOZRA. We are raised as grand masters, 1080.9 degrees. We have circled the circle 3 times as part of our ancestral traditions of wisdom science. You will not fool my people. Now, the whole extra 5 days changed the cycle of the earth to 365 days. It locked the earth no longer in a solar cycle, but put it in a lunar cycle. This is how y'all been crazy. Seriously, tell me now, black woman. How is it? If the sun is the masculine, how does the moon that is infertile and produces nothing becomes the feminine? So when you're trying to make Mother Earth, you're trying to make Mother Earth into the side chick? No, man. It's the sun and the earth is the female. The moon is an interloper. It does not produce anything. It generates nothing more than confusion on this planet. Slow down the earth by 5 days and change the whole cycle of everything. But they don't want to tell you that. That's where you get the concept of lunacy. Because just imagine the earth tilting by 23 degrees. The whole population sink. All them sinkages and destruction will go on, and them places were under sea. That is why, before the earth, the moon was placed around the earth and the earth spun perfectly on its axis. That's why we lived everywhere on the planet that time, because everywhere was like this. Tropical, blazing sun. Then the moon created the 2 cold zones, because without those cold zones, you could not have, the Alpha Draconians could not have gestated the people we now call Caucasians on this planet. After crossing them with the rhesus monkey. You want to have evidence? We can show you how many babies pop up every now and then with tails. There are no black babies that pop up with tails. But every now and then, the throwback from the rhesus monkey pop up in the white people and then produce babies with tails. Some of them can't cut it off. Now, you have 9 DNA codes. They have 6. It means it's not the same people create us. You see that creation story, that's their creation story. Not yours. That is why Adam and Eve had 2 sons and one killed one and the next one could have go find some people. Who was the people that him find? And who was that creation? Where was their creation that did not include those people? Get the message. That creation was their creation over thousands of years. First thing was placing the moon around the earth and tilting the earth. Here you must ask yourself, where the space where the asteroid belt is, there's another planet. The laws of harmonics dictate that there must be another planet where the asteroid belt to be, for the harmonics to be perfect. What caused? They tell you that story as Krypton being destroyed. You see, those people from that planet, the souls, because we're soul carriers, melanated, 9 ether soul carriers. They don't carry souls. They get one shot at this existence. And that is why they're perpetually trying to figure out ways to live forever. You see, if they didn't put the moon around the earth and misplace your biology and everything based on what we call the light codes. You see, the light codes is taken in. The light codes. This takes in the light from the solar source. This takes in the light from the solar source. All these leaves take in the light from the solar source. Now that solar source sends the codes, the cosmic codes of the universe through the hydrosphere. And it comes to the plant, and those plants you eat, and your children that you produce from that food get the light codes that inform them from the cosmic source, the things they will need to know to be a part of the future. Them take a light code food from you and start your chemical foods. You don't even understand your cosmic origin. Under the light code foods, you would have long evoluted from 2-strand DNA to 3 to 6 to 9 to 12. At 12-strand DNA, you're a demigod. You command everything in the universe. Just think, you're doing what you're doing with 2 strands. Imagine what you would do with 3, 6, 9, 12. Now at 24-strand, you're a living God, immortal. Never see death. You see, that is why in their so-called Bible, them show you about these men that live forever, and then now you only get 120 years. Maximum if you're lucky 70. Somebody put a cap on you. You don't believe in ancient DNA program? Let me give you an understanding of the cosmic knowledge of ancient DNA programming and the fact that it exists. Why do you think all African shamanic wisdom societies, why do you think we all use the leopard skin as a sacred dress? Because the leopard is the ancient evidence of how evoluted and how advanced we were scientifically on the planet. Because the leopard is a cross between a cat and a dog. The leopard gets all the sicknesses cats get, all the sicknesses dogs get. The white hair on the leopard is that of a cat, a dog, and the black and gold hair is the hair of a cat. The bones, some of its bones are synonymous to cat's bones, some are exactly like dog bones. That's why we use the leopard skin, the order of the black leopard. Big up to my brothers of light. We don't believe in this fantasy God that has never appeared and tried to know cosmic origin of millions and millions of years. That is why the Dogons would have a map in their temple, and the white man go and say, this map, and this map is supposed to get to Sirius B. And he says, at the time when the Dogons show the white people in the map, it's a star map, them said they didn't even know that Sirius B existed. They had not the technology nor the satellite science to recognize that Sirius B existed. Eventually they evolved to the scientifically to the point where they were able to prove the existence of Sirius B. You see, Sirius A is the North Star. Sirius B is its twin. But Sirius B is invisible from the planet. You can't see it from Earth. So the white man go back to the Dogon priest and say, how is it you have a detail map showing you how to get to a star that's invisible from the Earth that we're just finding out about? Yeah, man, as we say, you know, the order of the leopard, you know, wisdom, science. When the ancestors them say it's time, I'll reveal it. When them go back to the Dogon priest, the Dogon priest said to them, say, we are set. We have this map because it is our original home. Now, Sirius B is actually the star that is at the center of this entire galaxy called the Milky Way. It is a central star around which this galaxy rotates. And the Dogons have a map showing you how to get there. When the white man ask him how he know about the map, know about the existence of the place, what does the Dogon priest say? It is our original home. That's the point of origin of our ninth biological divine God species. We are called Alpha Celestial Man. We originate around Sirius B. That is what the ancestors teach in all our wisdoms, shamanic, scientific orders. You need to get over their fantasy. Now, to make you understand what I go on, and that is a cosmic war. You see, after them tilt the earth and create the cold zones and start gestate the white people in the place that we know to be Northern Asia, because there's no place called Europe. Europe does not exist as a continent. They have just taken Northern Asia and call it something else. You know, disrespect Sadie and Bobby Lunchmoney, you know. Today I say the earth strong, who can diss her? The day of the birth of the sun. Here I am as the sun giving you brighter light. Right. We stand as the sun giving you brighter light, divine cosmic light. See it? So when they place the moon around the earth and slow down your evolution to cosmic beings, it's because they know that why they now came up with this thing that you call Vax. And they came up with this thing which now the RNA now adds a third DNA strand. And that changes you into a beast. Because it's a foreign third DNA. So you have 72,000 from your mother, 72,000 from your father. That's 144 genes that make up the living man. When them add 72,000 more, that's 216,000. And the Bible talk about the mark of the beast. It's the name of a man. It says 600, 3 score 60, and 6. And you have been adding it. Don't add it. Multiply it. 600 times 60 times 6 comes to 216,000. Which is the number of genes you get if you take their vaccination and the RNA develop the third DNA. So you have now become a beast. You now have 216 DNA codes instead of 144,000. Because you see, if you evolve naturally to 3 and 6 and 9 strand, as we are supposed to, you still only, that evolution takes place under the 144,000 codes from your mother and your father. They can't do that, so they have to come up with a way, because them find out the evolution of the genetics supposed to go on, but them not capable of it. They're not first order soul carriers. We are. We keep coming back, they don't. Let them try living forever. No, it was within this understanding that your ancestors invaded Europe in 710 AD. You see, because that beast that the Alpha Draconians had created had over time become sentient, and we didn't want to wipe it out because it became sentient, and we know it was an extrapolation of our black woman's DNA mitochondria that can play with genetically over time and create them, crossing it with the rhesus monkey. We are selenium based, they are sulfur based. Sulfur based is animal, selenium based is living man and Godhead. Now ask you that. Test us and find. The white man knows that he's sulfur based. We are not. So, when we invaded Europe 710 AD, it was with one intention. It was in order to fuck back that creation, that creature, to humanity, because it became sentient to never want to wipe it out. So here's the only thing that we figured we could have done. You see, if we invade and we fuck all their women, and those women, those children now come and carry our DNA code, it is now human. Got a blend between Alpha Celestial Man and mankind makes it human, and it stands a chance to evolve to Alpha Celestial Man. That is why when we invaded, we stayed here and we civilized them, and we taught the females a divine science. Now watch it. When them defeat us in 1490, what did the Spaniards do? What did the Spaniards do? The Spaniards said they went on a rampage killing out witches. There was no witches. If we was ruling 700 years before, there was no witches. What it was is the females who understand the divine feminine science and the understanding of the keys within the female mitochondria. So they were killing out those women. Remember, you know, O negative blood does pop up on the earth, you know, and the highest percentage of O negative blood is found in the Basque people in Spain. The Catholic Church headquarters is where? The Catholic Church is a Spanish institution. I'm giving you clarity and code so you understand the galactic war and who them are used. The beasts use the Catholic Church, the Dracons, the Draconians. And the Catholic Church was centered and founded as a Spanish institution. That's why 1492, who the Pope? The Pope wasn't in Italy. The Pope was in Spain. As a matter of fact, 1492, the Pope was in England. Because while we was ruling for 700 years, they were all in exile in England. So the so-called Latinas, no, the Latinas are the crossbreeds between we and the white people. Latinas are not a race. Latinas are our offsprings, pretending to be something else. You see, they can't show you, Italy can show you no geographical time of when they spoke Latin. No time when they spoke Latin. None. Because Latin is what we as the Africans did when we took their broken Castellano and put it in a proper mathematical sound frequency matrix. Let me say this again so you get clarity. Latin is what evolved and what was created when we as Africans, precision scientists, took their broken Castellano dialect and put it in a proper mathematical sound frequency matrix and gave it life. And then the church come and when they defeated us 1490, the church run go to Vatican. They didn't build the Vatican. If we ruled from 1780 to 1490, the damn lying Catholic Church can never tell you when they built the Vatican. That was our headquarters. They didn't plunder any books. That was our libraries. It goes to show the first university in Europe, the University of Salamanca in Spain, built by Africans. 1100. 1110 AD. The first university was built by us. They have nothing to teach you rather than stolen legacy. Know your cosmic origin. You are gods and children of the Most High. You are gods. So this is a cosmic war. This moon does not belong here. This is what has slowed down your earth by 5 days. Because the earth has to be dragging this extra weight. And that caused now the earth to stop taking. That's where you got 360 degrees from to make a circle. We counted how many days it took to complete the Blows-and-Square revolution around the sun. And that became a circle, 360 degrees. That 365 was added when the moon was placed and slowed down the earth's movement. Get out of the fantasy and back to your cosmic reality. Forget that fantasy God. If we all came from one source of this God, we'd all have one blood type. There are 3 different blood types on the planet. And one just popped up the other day. So one was the original and one was us. That came here and interbred with the being here to save this planet. And I've been fighting for this planet ever since. The Caucasian and the Arab and all these non-melanated beings are just genetic manipulations of our female mitochondria, crossing it to the monkey. Shave a monkey skin and look at the white man, it's the same thing. And you see, they have tried to put their problems on. It's called projections. I'm telling you, say you are a monkey because at the highest level of his science, he knows he's from the monkey. Not you. He knows you're a god. He can't tell you that. He knows that the black woman is his source. Isn't it? Wake up. Wake up. It's time to wake up. Cosmic knowledge. Bigger class. I dare anybody come and show me say it's not so now. Because before the moon was placed around the earth, everywhere was tropical. So all those evidences you see of us being all over the planet was not under this moon that it tilt and the place is cold. No, it was when the earth was spinning perfectly on its axis and everywhere was tropical. Just millennia, millions of years ago. You've been given a short